I'm going to be sharing my top 10 tips that keep me happy, healthy and confident. I don't want to just do body confidence because I feel like it all just ties into one. When I'm happy, I feel body confident. When I'm healthy, I feel body confident. And over the past, I'd say since I was about 17, so the past 8.5 years, these have been the top 10 things that I've learned. Let's get going. Tip 1, make best friends with your body and talk to yourself as if you were your own best friend. I speak about my body like I would to, say, my best friend, let's say Bronte. I look at Bronte and I'm like, oh my god, your legs look amazing. Damn girl, you look fire. Hot, diggity down. Like that. And I used to speak so horribly about myself. I used to say, oh, I wish I had smaller legs. I wish I was a little bit smaller. I wish I was a baller. I don't think those are the words. And it was only when I started to go, actually, no, that's not very nice, Chess. If you wouldn't say it to your best friend or anyone else for that matter, why would you say it to yourself? I would never ever look at my friend and go, oh god, I wish you had smaller legs. Your tummy looks awful in that dress. Why would I then say it to myself? So make best friends with your body and talk to yourself as if you were your own best friend, and you are. It's a long journey. From the time that I realised about 16 years old that I was a bit taller than my friends, I was a bit of a bigger build, and I've gone through so many different stages with my body and finally come to this point where we're best friends. Tip 2, find what works for you. Before Instagram, I used to look at magazines and I used to open it up and it would be like, oh my god, the first thing that came to mind, Shania Twain. Who? Shania Twain! They'd say what she ate for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Well, I used to follow that and I used to be like, oh well, if she had celery for breakfast and then some tomatoes on a rice cake and then a Rivita for lunch, oh well, that will work for me. I'll look like that, Shania Twain. If I do that for myself. And over the years I've realised you can follow anyone on Instagram and do what they're doing, do the workouts you see them doing. Obviously you don't see everything on Instagram, but you can do everything you think that they're doing, and actually it might not suit you. Your body is an experiment, like a science experiment. It's amazing because you can try all of these things and it's like a process of elimination and be like, right, okay, well that works for her but it doesn't work for me. Take that off, I've tried that. So invest in trying to find what suits you. Step 3, morning and evening routine. This is something that I have learned over the past year, especially living with Matt, because he loves a morning routine. That boy, he like gets up, he'll go for a run, he'll read the paper on his little iPad. He used to be a bit like, oh it's fine, I'll wake up, I feel good, I might do this, might do that. My morning routine, I get up, I try not to touch my phone for at least the first 15 to 20 minutes. I go into the kitchen, Matt is reading his newspaper. He's so cute, hi baby. And then I go into the fridge, I get my Simproof, which is a probiotic that really helps me. I do a shot of that, and then I move. I just lay out my mat, or I do it without a mat, and I just move and do what makes me feel good. I check in with my body in the morning and I'm like, what do I need to do to make me feel energized today? I do a little wiggle on the mat and stretch it all out. Sometimes I do a fit workout, so I'll do like a fit yoga or Pilates stretch, and I'll just get the body moving, and then I'll go have a shower because I get a little sweaty. And even though I've touched my phone, if I am doing fit class, I turn it on airplane mode, so I don't check my emails, I don't check my WhatsApps until I've had my shower. I have either prepared my breakfast in the evening, so I do overnight oats. Oh, if I have those in the morning, if I have time in the morning to have them, they set me up for the day. And if I haven't done overnight oats, then I do a smoothie in the morning. If I've done all of that and I've had that morning routine, I really feel like I'm a nicer person. Genuinely, I feel like I have more time for people. I feel like in the day, if anything is thrown at me and like it's really busy, I can be like, I've got this because I've done my morning routine. And then in the evening, Matt and I have now banned phones from 9 o'clock. We stop watching telly or doing what we're doing at like 9:30 and get into bed at, well, we try and get into bed before 10 if I'm not at like a late night event. Just to have that time to like really wind down is amazing. Number 4. So when I was younger, I used to do so many activities.
Yeah, so many activities.
I was just all over the place. So I was dancing, singing, swimming, horse riding. But since moving to London 7 years ago, I feel like I have neglected all of those things that used to make me feel so good when I was younger. And I didn't even realise at the time that I was moving, I was exercising, and that feeling I got from singing or swimming. So going back to a few things that you used to do when you were younger. If that is swimming, find your local swimming pool, maybe even just once a week, going down on like a Saturday morning and starting your day with a little swim. You're doing it for you, and it doesn't matter if you don't feel like you're not as good as you were when you were younger. It doesn't matter about that. It's how it makes you feel. Just kind of reliving some childhood memories, and you might just find a new hobby that you love. I really want to find a singing club. Singing club, but like a singing group. That's what it is, a group, not a club. Into club, where I can just literally just go and be like, yeah, and like no one will judge me. I'm just doing it because it makes me feel great, and I love singing. Number 5. This is pretty hard in a job that I'm in, and I think for all of us now, because we're so connected to our phones, to our laptops. But having one morning, if you can, one full day a week, tech free. I try on a Sunday to not touch my phone, and I feel like when I'm tech free and when I'm not distracted by my phone. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it said that even if your phone is face down on the table, if you're like at lunch or in a meeting, even if it's face down and you can't even see the notifications coming up, you're 80% more distracted than you would be if your phone wasn't on the table. That's mad. You see now everyone on their phones like this, even when they're crossing a road and they're just looking down on their phones. And I'm guilty of being on my phone a lot because it's part of my work. But a tech-free day, honestly, lets my brain just kind of relax. And it also, when my brain relaxes, and this is scientifically proven, but I'm not a scientist. Imagine if I was, Chessie the scientist, hey. That when your brain switches off, a part of your brain goes into like overdrive, and that's when all your ideas come. Go for a walk, connect with nature. Even if you live in London, there are some amazing parks, and connect with nature or your family, friends, yeah, anyone. We're over halfway. 6. I've got to use 2 hands. Now, this sounds so easy, but I'm only saying it because I've got over fears. But be fearless. It's not just gonna come like that. You're not just gonna wake up one day and be like, I love snakes, I love heights, I love this, I love that, I love this. Matt hates snakes. I used to, and I went through a really weird stage of being petrified of the sea. And I was about 11, 12, and my dad still to this day says it was a plastic bag. It was not a plastic bag, Dad. It was a massive jellyfish. And I was doing front crawl and I was like this. I was like, hey, oh. Went like that, jellyfish here. Hey, jelly. And I literally went like that, and I was like, Rah! Took my arm up, and I was like hyperventilating and sucked all this water, and I was like that, and the jellyfish was here, and I was like, oh my god. So I like grabbed my dad's foot and I was like, jellyfish, and he was like, it's not a jellyfish, it's a plastic bag. And I was like thought I was drowning. So from then I kind of developed this fear of the water, and I was like, I can't do it, I hate jellyfish. It took me a good 2 years to get, 3 years, 4 years, maybe 5 to get over it. I was just like, I never want to see a jellyfish ever again. I got over the fear by actually just being like, I don't know why, but I went through this really weird stage of just being like, I can, whatever, I can do anything, and if I die, I die. It's quite a good motto to live by, because I was like, I got into the sea and I was like, oh well, if a jellyfish comes up to me, I'll just make friends with it and it might sting me, and then yeah. Being fearless is one of the most powerful things ever. Facing your fears and being like, actually, why am I scared of this? Can I get over this? Maybe you need a help. Maybe you need someone that's not scared like me. Like, maybe I'll just come with you. I'd love to come bungee jumping with one of you. Hook me up. My lashes look really funny today. Also, my eyebrows are not even from the same family today. This one's from the King family, this one's from the Carter family. Hopefully they'll merge and become one family with lots of babies. Matt, I'm so sorry. We're on to number 7, swapping. Swapping your social media scrolling for a podcast is so easy, especially when you're traveling, to just sit there and scroll through and see everyone else's life. Oh, lose Wi-Fi, wait for the Wi-Fi. Oh, go back, scrolling, refresh your feed. Podcasts are, I mean, little insider, I'm launching a podcast. My favourite podcasts, I'm going to list them right here. Yeah, podcasts are a dream because you learn so much, and I soak up so much information. I'm like, oh my god, I know everything. And then the next podcast I listen to, I'm like, I didn't know everything, but I do now. You learn more and more every podcast instead of scrolling on your social media. Number 8, we're nearly there. Well, we're not, we've got 3 more. After this one, we've got 2 more. What fulfills you? You do. I used to be a massage therapist, so I used to treat stroke patients. I used to treat people that had been in car crashes, so whiplash. And from about 17 to 19, 20, I used to look after my own clients, and Colin was about 89, 90. Oh, I love him. He had a stroke, and he was amazing. He made me smile so much. As we started to become best friends, because I just lost my granddad, and it felt like he sent him to kind of look after me. And I was presenting a lot at the time, so I was doing OK magazine, like red carpet stuff, and it was amazing, but I was so busy with that actually going to see Colin was the highlight of my week. And I think it was as beneficial for him as it was for me, and it fulfilled me with joy. Like, I had such a strong purpose to go and see him, to go and help him. If you're struggling at work, if you're struggling with family or your partner, and you're feeling like, oh, I just don't know what's happening, I just can't seem to connect with anyone, find something that fulfills you, that gives you that life and fills that hole that maybe needed filling. Number 9, you're never alone. I really used to struggle on asking for help. I was like, I can do this all by myself, I don't need any help. And no matter what situation you're in, there is always someone in the world that has been through or is going through a similar thing to you. I lost my hearing coming up to 2 years now, and I lost it suddenly in my right ear, and I lost 70% of hearing. I got tinnitus with it. Now, at 23 years old, I had no idea what tinnitus was. I felt like I was completely alone, losing my hearing at 23 and being like, oh my god, what is this? First time I mentioned it on Instagram, and this is what I love about Instagram, that you can share your stories and connect with people that you would never have met. People in Australia, people in Canada that are going through similar things to you. And the flood of messages I got going, oh my god, I thought I was the only person that had this, and it was amazing, because even though I was going through so much like adaptation and my brain was kind of working out what was going on, and so was I, it made me feel like I had this community, like this immediate community of people going, I've been through this, oh my god, thank you so much for sharing it, because I thought I was on my own. So you are never ever alone. If you need that professional help, then please do not be afraid to ask. I have a real amazing team that I can send people to, and I do recommend people to go see these incredible people. So yeah, do not be afraid to reach out and ask for help. Number 10, the last one. Finding a love for cooking your own food, because then you know what's gone into your food. And I completely appreciate sometimes we're way too busy to cook for ourselves. Food, we've been through a big old journey. This is food, this is me. We've been like, oh yeah,
oh, I hate you, yeah, oh yeah, arguing, backs turned like this, yeah.
Now me and food are literally, we love each other. I went through a stage of being quite lazy with my food and being like, oh, I'll eat out, I'll buy this, I'll do that. Now I love home cooking, and I love me and Machu just like cooking a meal together and sitting down and eating it. And I'm not really a meal prep girl. I don't really have a Sunday evening where I'm like, oh, I want to prep this and prep that, because if it's in my bag on a Monday morning, I will have eaten it before lunch. Like, I mean, I don't know if I'm the only one, but it will be gone. I don't eat meat, Matt still eats meat, so I've got £1 on the go for Matt, I've got £1 on the go for me, like with like a little bit of fish, a little bit of tofu, and then Matt's got chicken. Finding some recipes that excite you. Well, that was a lot of information. I hope you've soaked up little bits like a little sponge. That's really cold in here. Like, I watch all of like the Australian Instagram and YouTubers, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so warm where you are, and we're in England and it's freezing. But you just got to embrace the cold. So I hope those 10 tips helped, and thank you so much for watching. Love you loads. Bye.